Well, in today's video, we are looking at a brand new set of bite alarms from the guys over at 𝗏. And I think you'll agree, these are a pretty smart little set of bite alarms. These are the new X ones, and they come with the XR receiver as well. But this isn't your normal bite alarm video. Yes, I'm on the bank with the alarms. It's very similar to most, but I have actually been to 𝗏 HQ or the 𝗏 factory to find out exactly how these are put together and see the whole process, because these are made completely in the UK. So I think you'll agree it's quite interesting to see the whole process and to see that the whole alarm is actually assembled in the UK. That way, you know, you've got that little bit of peace of mind that you'd like to think the quality control is slightly higher than just a directly imported alarm. But these alarms aren't just like any other alarm. These feature a lot of things that are new to 𝗏 alarms, with the main one being the fact that these are actually rechargeable, which is why they're a lot smaller than a lot of their predecessors. These are rechargeable through USB-C, so you know that you're never going to run out of charge on the bank. As long as you've got some form of power bank that you can actually just plug into the back of these, then these will keep you going for as long as you're on the bank. But the nice thing with them as well is you can actually recharge them whilst they're still in use. So there's a few different options. Like I say, if you've got a power bank, or 𝗏 have created a few little handy key ring kind of style power banks that you can just plug straight into the back of them, and nothing will interrupt you. If you do get a bite or anything like that, it's still going to show all the indication that you could possibly need from your bite alarms. Now, whilst on the subject of indication, these alarms actually use a variable detection indication system. Sounds very high tech, but basically it eliminates any false bleep. So you know that if these alarms make any sort of sound, it's something worth paying attention to. Now, if you know anything about the previous iterations of 𝗏 alarms, you will know that they feature either roller wheel technology or vibration sensing, or some of them even feature a combination of both. However, these ones are based around roller wheels, but it's actually a newly designed roller wheel, which is even higher sensitivity, so it's going to give you even more accurate indication. But of course, that can be adjusted with the sensitivity dial on the front here. Another feature, which is almost a bit of a must these days in bite alarms, is drop back differentiation. So these guys obviously have that included, but the nice thing about it as well, if you're not keen on that idea, is you can actually turn it off as well. Sometimes it does get a little bit annoying having all these different bleeps going on. You don't even know what to think. So you've got the option to use it if you want to, or you don't have to if you don't want to. So sensitivity is one thing, but how does that actually translate to you as an angler so you know what is going on? Now, there's a few different ways, visually and audio wise as well. So basically at the top here, you've got a little LED, and this you can actually change color as well. So if you hold down the top dial, you can then cycle through different colors by using the volume dial. Click that onto the color that you want. And like I say, there is a volume dial as well, so you can change the volume, of course, so you can hear it, but you can also change the tone of the alarm as well. So you can really tailor these to exactly how you want them to be. So there you go, that's the basics of the alarm head. But just quickly glossing over the outside, firstly, they definitely look the part. They're a lot smaller than some of the previous 𝗏 alarms. So if you're wanting something a little bit neater, then these are going to be the ones to go for. Like I say, they're rechargeable, so you've got a much smaller battery in there. You haven't got to be worrying about AA's, AAA's or anything like that. So that's how they keep the alarm a lot smaller. But it's in a really tough casing, and then the internals inside are all waterproof as well, or weatherproof. So basically it doesn't matter how bad the weather is, these guys are still going to let you know if there's a bite imminent. Just on the inside of the ears, there is a little soft touch rubber bit. Now that is useful in a couple of ways. Firstly, it's going to protect the blank of your rod. So if anything happens, if your rod moves at all, then obviously the rubber is going to protect it. You're not going to be scratching it against the plastic housing. But secondly, your rod's not going to move because this rubber is going to hold it in place. So it's a well thought out alarm, and to be honest, it ticks all the boxes. So just a couple of points to note before we actually move on to the receiver is, firstly, on the right hand side of the alarm head, just down the bottom, you've actually got another button, and this mutes the alarm. So that's really handy when you're resetting your rods and things like that and you don't want everyone else to hear. Simply press that mute button, do what you need to do, press it again, and then it goes back to normal operation. You've also got on the back a port next to the USB-C, and that is actually for smart hangers. So these are the 𝗏 smart hangers. They plug in, and then whatever the LED color is set to on the alarm head will be whatever color this smart hanger shows up as. And you can actually change the brightness of these as well. But just quickly, I will demonstrate that. So you've got blue shown on there, and you probably can't see it because it's quite light out at the moment, but the little blue LED is just lighting up on the smart hanger as well. And I'm playing you this sound because firstly, you can hear the drop back differentiation there, but secondly, last time I done an alarm video, I got told off for not actually showing you guys the sound of the alarm. So there you go, you're welcome. Right, let's put these down and let's move on to the XR receiver. Now, just to run through a few quick-fire points of this XR hub, of course, this is also USB-C rechargeable. So at the bottom here, there's a little rubber gasket, undo that, and then you've got your USB port here. Now, it's worth mentioning that obviously this is quite a thick rubber gasket, and that is because this, as well as the alarms, is fully water resistant. So if you do leave this out for whatever reason and you forget about it overnight and it chucks it down, this isn't going to die. It's going to still be working in the morning when you wake up and you give it a quick wipe off. But this also completely replicates the alarm as well. So if you get a beep on the alarm, you get the same corresponding beep on here. So it is a like for like match. So if you can't hear your alarms, but you can hear this, then this is going to tell you exactly what's going on, just as your alarm would do. But it's also worth noting the distance of this as well, or the range that this offers, and that is up to 1 kilometre. Of course, we never want you to be 1 kilometre away from your alarms, but if you're in really dense woodland, then that means you're still going to get signal, so there's no way that this is going to let you down. And then the final thing to note, not only about this receiver, but about these alarm heads as well, is if you register these through the 𝗏 website, you actually get a 5-year warranty. And that's a UK held warranty. It doesn't mean you've got to get anything shipped over from China. This is UK held. So if anything happens with any of your kit that you get from 𝗏, then all you got to do is get in contact with them. If they can't fix it, then they will sort you out with a fresh set. I mean, you can't really say much more for customer relations when they're willing to do things like that. But the other nice thing as well is they're probably the most affordable set of alarms that 𝗏 has actually produced when you consider the technology that is actually packed into both these heads and the receiver. The 2-rod set with a receiver that I've got with me now comes in at about 300 quid. So I think that is very good value for money. To find out any more about these alarms or the receiver, then please do head over to the 𝗏 website. And that is it. I will see you at some other point.